can be very hard, but our next guest says she can help. Certified divorce coach and author of the book, The Best Worst Time of Your Life, 4 practices to get you through the pain of divorce. Andrea Hips joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I said earlier, you know, divorce is something that, you know, we were making light of J-Lo and A-Rod splitting up. Granted, they weren't married, but any breakup is hard, no matter how amicable. You imagine that there's still feelings involved there. You said there's steps to divorce recovery. What are those steps?
You know, the things that people often miss are the things that end up tripping them up later in their next relationship. So I really encourage people on the front end to own their own part. Take responsibility for the part of the divorce that you played a role in. And second, I tell people to start figuring out how to be grateful for their former partner. And I get a lot of resistance on this one.
I was going to say, let me pause you there. How can you be grateful for your former partner, especially if you want to, you know, gouge their eyes out in some instances, right?
It's tricky, but you know, what we focus on expands, right? And so if we keep circulating on the 2, 10, 15, 100 things that they can't do right, that's the result we get in terms of how we feel about the relationship. When we're able to just draw in the pieces of them that work and work with what works, it makes a significant difference in the experience of co-parenting together.
That makes sense. And then when you have children involved, it's even more important, right?
Absolutely. Our kids want to hear us championing their other parent. I talk to a lot of divorced parents who simply congratulate themselves for not saying anything bad about their former partner. And that's an incomplete strategy, right? Your kids know how you feel about the other parent, and you're really not fooling anybody. So what would it look like to really grab onto genuine gratitudes rather than just not saying anything at all?
So your head may know these things, but your heart may not follow suit. How do you bring yourself to a point where you can say, okay, I'm working through this as an adult? Does it mean always going through therapy, or is this something you can work through on your own, you and your ex-spouse?
You know, I really encourage people, especially in the initial stages, because divorce really dismantles our connection from one another, right? Like the process, the legal process of divorce. And so what I really encourage people to do, especially in the early stages, is to do your work independently. We try to push people into co-parenting so fast, but the prefix co means together, right? And we're not together. So what does it mean for you to take your parenting time, your experience of parenting, and give it 100%? Trusting that the other person is frankly doing the best they can, even if it's less than what you want them to be doing. When you stay on your side of the street and keep it really clean, it really frees the other person to level up their game without your input and critique.
So you've tried all this, but at what point, if it's still not working, you just are still at loggerheads with this person, you know, at what point do you say, enough, I'm totally removing myself from this, no communication? If it comes to that, what do you do then? Because I know it's not an easy place to come to, but unfortunately we do find that some couples end up there.
We do. It is, and it's very unfortunate. And the extent to which you can really wrap your divorce and post-divorce experience with the kind of help that you really require in these situations from a mental health perspective, you will not get in that spot. But if you find that you're in that spot, I highly encourage people to start to utilize some of the apps that have really taken root in our marketplace in divorce that help people have communication without having to do it direct face-to-face, right? There are apps where you can have written, documented, communication between parents, and that really helps people to take the emotion and the charge that can come out of face-to-face or texting.
Andrea Hip, the book is called The Best Worst Time of Your Life, 4 practices to get you through the pain of divorce. Never an easy process, but you certainly have made it. It makes some sense with your work. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank you for having me.
Andrea Hips, appreciate you.